analyzing the impacts to your business, assets, and functions. For this next stage in the process, what we need to do is we need to now think about your core business assets and functions, and we got to assume what's going to happen if we can't get them back online within our specified RTO score. What are the impacts actually going to be for our business? And so with that, let's start to go through our example of Bob's Bakery and Bingo Hall to figure out what possible impacts could be for our core assets and functions. So again, this is what your screen should look like. And once again, the video will be different. Obviously, it'll be this video that you're watching, but we're gonna look here and we're gonna see that, yeah, once again, the tool has automatically populated our core business assets and functions that we had put in before. And again, thinking about this, you'll notice that a lot of these different forms that we fill out, they have a relative scale of ranking things. In this case, we're talking about severity. And the reason we have a relative scale is because our brains, the way they work, we can very easily assign scores to things that are relative. So for example, if I just walk up to you and say, what is the impact of you damaging your smartphone? You might have a very hard time answering that question. But if I walk up to you and I say, what is more severe, damaging your smartphone or breaking your coffee cup? Very quickly, you're gonna be able to say that it's more severe for your smartphone, less severe for the coffee cup, because you can rank them relative to each other. That might not be the case if you're really into coffee, but it gives you an example of why we use these kind of tools within our tool. So getting back to our example here, we're starting off with a working oven. So potential impacts, well, if we don't have a working oven, we have no bakery goods to sell. And in our example, we're gonna assume that the bakery is the primary business. And so we are actually gonna give this a severity score of 5. That is a really big potential impact. And again, we're gonna click on the little plus button to add that. And that might be it for the working oven. So we're gonna go down to the bingo ball device. So for the bingo ball device, what we might find is that if we don't have a working bingo ball device, well, obviously we can't do bingo. So we're gonna say that, you know what, that's not that severe. We'll give it a 2 because really, bingo's a side part of our business. So we're gonna add that impact. And you know what, there might actually be another impact for a bingo ball device not working, and that is no random numbers. And that could actually be a really big deal for us because what if all of our clients then think that it's rigged? Our bingo is not fair game for everybody, and that could have big social impacts for our business. So we're actually gonna assign a severity score of 4 for that one. We're gonna add that impact. Maybe that's it for the bingo ball device, and we'll move on to the bingo hall itself. So right away, we also sell our bakery goods in the bingo hall. So the first impact is no place to sell baked goods. And again, that's a big core part of our business. So we're gonna give that a 5 for an impact. We can also say that we have no place to do bingo. And again, not as critical to our business, but it's still up there. So maybe we'll give it a 2. Well, it's not that critical. We'll say 2 and we'll add that. And then the third thing is, what if we have no place to store any of our inventory and the other assets that we own? This could be a really big deal. So we're gonna say no inventory or assets. And we're gonna give that a severity of 5. And we're gonna add that one. And you get the idea. You can have up to 3 potential impacts per core business asset or function. And again, you don't have to have 3, maybe you only have 1, like our example for the oven, or maybe you have a little more. And so that gives you an idea of how you're gonna list. You're just gonna think about the potential impacts as you work through this, and we'll let you finish the rest of your examples, your core business assets and functions. And when you get to the bottom, click the next button and we'll continue the process.